What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with a 19-game edition of NBA and MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. No time to really kind of recap everything. MLB not going the best. Evan Mobley, 1.5 threes, ended up on that in the premium Discord. That was very, very useful. Also threw it out there for free on X at Eric Lindquist, EricLindquist. Look at that. I can spell my own name. I'm Lindy. Hi, how are you? Anyway, home runs would also be nice. Too long without dong. I need that. And producer Jacob does not need to hear that ever again because he just hates when I say, yeah, he's whatever. Lindy 5 is the premium Discord. You guys can sign up for that down there as well. The community, but pretty good overall, pretty good. Baseball Monday, just the weirdest crap ever. Hopefully we can get Bryce Elder the heck up out of there. Ended up on the under of 17.5 outs for him. He gave up 3 earned in the first, but now he's finding ways to like prolong the third and fourth in weird ways and not giving up runs, and it's pretty tilting. But anyway, I am going to focus here, straightforward. Next slate, 15 games. I have 5 plays in the MLB. I have 2 in the NBA out of 4 games. No time to dilly-dally. Producer Jacob, without further ado, let's get to the MLB Leans. At least now I can recognize when I need to talk faster. Anyway, Kyle Manzardo, he is definitely going to be the main attraction. Nolan Jones didn't end up on the card there, thank God. I ended up on 4 homers, though, overall, and actually ended up on a 5th because Kyle Higashioka ended up batting 2nd. So that is 5. Good counting, Eric. You guys wonder if I'm betting all the time. I'm posting all my tickets and then also just talking about it all the time and bring it off the top of my head because I am a crazy person. Anyway, the Twins, nice stuff, 11-1. Byron Buxton doesn't go yard, so end up losing money on the day. That's typical Minnesota Twins for you. But Chris Paddock, 12.5% walk rate, not good. 19.2% K rate, not good. Tanner Bybee, pretty bad himself, but I'm a little surprised to see how wide this number is. Might look at Twins money line, but Kyle Manzardo, this guy, smacking to base, 504 expected slugging. Brought it up last time, though. Really want to make sure John Kenzie Noel is in a lineup. That would be very helpful. They've taken turns DHing at times. Kyle Manzardo can be a first baseman. Same with Carlos Santana. So just pay attention. I never know how that's going to pan out, but lefty power, always great at Progressive Field. Yankees, Baltimore, one of the better hitting environments over 80 degrees. Yes, I have to be my own weatherman. There's nothing posted about weather the day before. I've been doing this for years now, but I can tell you one thing, over 80 degrees in this ballpark with the confines on the left side being brought in slightly. Yeah, the over 9.5 is looking okay to me. The only reason I haven't played it is Carlos Rodon's been good to start off the season. 188 expected batting average, 31.5% K rate. It's still a Baltimore team that we expect to start to get it going eventually. They were second worst in run differential. Brought that up yesterday. Unbelievable stuff. But gotta tell you, they are due for positive regression. That's why we're going to stay away for the time being. And Kyle Gibson, he's awful. But the Yankees, yeah, I don't know. That's going to be reevaluated on the weather. We got Cubs, Pittsburgh. No number yet on the first 5, but I'm very interested to see what the first 5 number ends up being here because Andrew Heaney, one of those guys who's also in a better ballpark for his pitching than, I don't know, Dodger Stadium was, than Anaheim was for him. A good landing spot here in Pittsburgh for pitching weather. And Shota Imanaga, 504 expected slugging, 349 xWOBA. I don't know how many times I can say this. The Cubs are getting by on the lineup. The lineup has just been insane, but Shota Imanaga, Wrigley Field was going to play more difficult. It couldn't have played easier than what it played last year for a pitcher. Couldn't have been harder for a hitter, but now it's kind of the inverse if we're going to see stuff like that. PNC on these road starts, he did not look as good over the course of last year, and I thought that would come out in the sample size. So far to start off this season, that's come to fruition. Andrew Heaney, though, 277 xWOBA. Want to give him a shout out. Next up in the batch of plays, Washington Phillies. This one, I don't even know how I'm staying away from this. The weather is so good for hitting. Oh, yeah. Mackenzie Gore, the ace, and Zach Wheeler. Those are the 2 reasons that I'm staying away from this for the time being. Both guys north of a 34% K rate should be able to get a ton in swing and miss against both of these lineups, but we'll say Mackenzie Gore giving up hard contact. It's just the righties have not been all that good to start off this season for the Phillies, even though JT Realmuto, 280 expected batting average, looks good. Castellanos, there hasn't been World War III, so he's probably not going yard. And then Weston Wilson, we're starting to see him up there and batting in the back half of this order. Oh, Trey Turner, what are you doing with your life? Over 8, just a lean quality of the pitcher is going to overtake it for now. Even though the weather dictates that I should be playing that over, I X'd it out. Next batch, Kansas City and Tampa. Jonathan Aranda, yeah, we're going back to Tampa. Love this ballpark and love Michael Lorenzen being somebody that he gets to target up here. I just don't have the number. 64.5% hard hit is way up there. 620 expected slugging, and everything good for Jonathan Aranda from the left side. As for Lorenzen, been better in the hard hit department, but he's doing it with a mixture of just garbage pitches. Four-seamer, cutter, slider, change, curve, sinker. I mean, he has more pitches than I have. I'm not going to say that. I love my wife. Anyway, we've got Baltimore. Boston. I'm tilted. I love you, honey. Taking on Toronto. She's never watching this video. What am I talking about? Nobody's going to ever send it to her. Boston -1.5 here. Lou, I swear to God, don't you dare. You know who you are. Sweet baby Lou, don't do it to me. Anyway, Toronto, we got to pay very close attention. We got to pay attention here. Both teams had the day off on Monday, and Garrett Crochet is expected on the mound potentially here in this spot. So hasn't been officially announced, but that ends up being the case. Absolutely. I think Bowden Francis ends up being the starter for Toronto. It's Crochet versus Bowden Francis. Much as I want to say Bowden Francis is all right, things have not been all right. Tell me that you're all right. That's a good song. We got Oakland and Texas up next in Arlington. They ended up having the roof closed today. The roof was not on fire. It was actually just closed and keeping people safe in the confines of Arlington, Texas. Jacob deGrom looked pretty good. He's been looking really good. It's just another insane ace. And I'm not a big run line guy, but you can kind of see a trend there where both are leans. I think they end up off the card purely because run lines been doing some back testing on some of it. And it's just hard to have some of these favorites with these stud pitchers and have it pay off for you long term. So more so this season than in years past, staying away from those type of numbers, unless they're the Dodgers, and then they just can fail me when I do take stuff like that. Didn't take them on Monday. I'm sure they're going to win by infinity now. Atlanta and Colorado over 10.5. Yet another game environment that looks nifty. Now the wind was blowing in here on Monday, Tuesday. Looks like it should be a little bit more muted, like 6 miles per hour in, but I want to relook at the weather. I just don't understand how it's consensus 10.5 -115 across the entire board. I've never seen books that in alignment at an opening number for Coors ever. So really kind of freaking me out here. I don't know who's starting for Atlanta. German Marquez, definitely targetable for the Atlanta Braves. Anyway, 2 more leans. Let's get these out of the way, shall we? Boop. Tough actin' Tinactin. Polanco over 1.5 total bases. You're getting plus money here in a ballpark that obviously is very, very tough for run creation, but this has to do with Jock the Cock, that'd be funny. Jack Kokonowicz here, 48.4% hard hit. We're talking 311 expected batting average, only 11.4% K rate. And if you haven't noticed, Jorge Polanco is back, baby. 449 xWOBA, 640 expected slugging, 54.8% hard hit percentage. That's higher than Cal Raleigh, even though Cal Raleigh apparently just hits a home run every day that I don't bet him, so good for him. And Freddie Freeman. These are both very, very playable, I think, but haven't touched them yet here purely because Freddie Freeman, he's playing on Monday. I want to be watching and paying attention to what the bullpen usage is here for Miami. Books don't really react to that stuff as much as, well, it's not even that they don't have to, because generally they're inflating it towards the over as is. So we got to really be certain if we're going to be taking these overs in LA with Freddie Freeman. Obviously, name recognition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. We're not going to keep singing that. We're actually going to get to the likes now because that would be more appropriate. I'm done. But first, Lindy, 5 friends. We talked through 10 leans. We're going to get to 5 plays if you want to get them all ahead of time, and all of the plays, such as, I don't know, I got some goodies. We got some goodies actually on Monday. We got on the over of the Minnesota game, which was very useful. That was not on this video. We also ended up on, let's see how Bryce Elder, the Elder Wand, is doing. Oh, mother of God, get out of this game. He's in the 5th inning right now at 67 pitches. We need that to go up, up, up. And Atlanta's bullpen's completely intact. So we got 6 outs to get rid of that fool. That would be helpful. Obviously, Detroit, Houston, we're on this hair of our skinny tin. Oh, that was on this video, though. 7.5. 8 is where we ended up locking it in at yesterday, but 7.5 if you were late to the party. Anywho, you want to get to the lines early? Lindy 5 is how you do it. $5 for your first week, less than $1 a day to come kick it. I bet you'll have fun, plus pick'em cards, plus talking you through my process, which you can also see on X at Eric Lindquist, trying to give you as much information to help you be a better every single day. All right, to the plays we go. Kind of proud of myself. We flew through that. Now we talk some actual plays. St. Louis, yeah, taking on Cincy in this one, plus 114. And I will say this, 1, 2, 3 money lines on the card. Man, is that wild. But a couple of good things going for us. One, St. Louis. Yeah, they ended up losing a close one there, 3-1, low-scoring game. Obviously, since he bats coming out of Coors, I did not like very much, but Palante gave up a little bit early, and that was all that they needed. That's all she wrote. It was very, very, very hurtful to my heart. But we're going to be paying very close attention on this one, because this is probably my favorite play of the entire day. And it's so funny how stuff switches like this. It's like, oh, well, Cincinnati gets out of Coors Field, and now they're in Great American Small Park. And Brady Singer's just way better than Miles Michaelis in their current iterations. Brady Singer, 284 xWOBA to start off the season, 2.97 expected ERA. And all I have to do is lay minus 125 at Profit X or minus 135 at a standard book in order. So again, if you don't want to go to the marketplace for that, that's fine. But I like trimming down on my VIG, and you only pay up 3% of your winnings, and it's really good to go check out. And you can use promo code Lindy if you care about such things. But minus 135 or better for Brady Singer versus Miles Michaelis. Miles Michaelis is not good. 12.3% K rate, 284 expected batting average, probably the second worst contract in all of baseball. Anthony Rendon, definitely number one here. But I definitely do not buy into any improvements. He goes up against Atlanta, goes 6 innings, 6 hits, only the 2 walks, but only 2 strikeouts. He's only had 1 game of more than 3 strikeouts all season long, and that was against the Philadelphia Phillies that they like to swing and miss. They also hit the ball very far when they make contact. So we are going to be backing the Cincinnati Reds here. Yup. I have nothing else to add. It's my favorite play by far. Minus 125 here, available. Profit X one more time. Arizona taking on the Mets, and that's what we got up here next. And we go from a minus 125 to a plus 126. Ooh, look at that. That means if Arizona ends up winning this game, I'll make $1. The other one loses. Isn't that good to know, producer Jacob? He doesn't give a shit. I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's ironic for me. Nobody else. That's ironic for Jacob too. No? Marshawn Lynch is good, people. Anyway, we got ourselves the Mets, and this one's very interesting that it's actually showing out on the Arizona side. Travel, definitely a thing. They're traveling a long, far away. But David Peterson is due for mega negative regression here. 52.5% hard hit, 291 expected batting average. And I just don't understand this number considering Erod is just way better than him. And then Arizona bullpen, yeah, I think it's actually on comp for it. I know Arizona is playing in the NL West, and it's just a disaster in that division relative to what the Mets have to deal with on a daily basis, which is not to say that the NL East isn't just easy or anything. But all I got to tell you, friends, all I got to tell you is that Arizona is a plus 126 dog with the way better starting pitcher, and the first 5 numbers are condensed in a way where I'd just rather go to the full game total. And left on left, I'm not going to be scared of Corbin Carroll props here. He had a 190 ISO against lefties last season. And I definitely think that some of these righties are due to come alive. Now, not in Eugenio Suarez for homers come alive, but there's definitely some positive regression when you look at the numbers for even Josh Naylor against lefties, Gabriel Moreno against lefties. I mean, Randall Grichuk, who should be in the lineup over Pavin Smith against lefties. I like Arizona here at this kind of a price, plus 126. You don't get this very often with pitching mismatches. That's the first time I've done that this whole season. Almost went the whole year without a pissing Mitch, man. Pissing mismatch. Unique New York. Hey, we're in New York. Arizona money line. I got a homer, and I did not see this one coming. The White Sox taking on Milwaukee. Looks like decent enough hitting weather. Not like perfect by any means. Decent enough ballpark for it, but there are some Brewers popping in my model because Bryce Wilson is terrible, and a 16.8 degree launch angle that comes with it, 424 xWOBA, and nearly 600 expected slugging. Yeah, in your bra. That'll do it. Freddie Peralta, really good on the other side, so we're not going to be targeting any White Sox. But hi, Jake Bowers, how are you? Only 18 batted ball events. I expect him to be higher up in the order, and a 50% hard hit. 470 expected slugging, and the biggie, 16.8 degree launch angle. We are looking at that launch angle sweet spot. We're going to meet it with Mr. Wilson, and we're going to go and finally hit a freaking home run on this program, even though it's only been like, 2 days? It was really, the drought started Saturday, and you don't even know about it because I don't do a video on Saturday. All I did was post shitty home runs. Bet shitty home runs. Jake Bauer, though, is plus 525, so We don't want a Bauer outage. A Bauer surge. I'll see myself out. Detroit, Houston, and right now I am just sweating ball sack right now. 4-3, top of the 7th, 2 outs right now, guy on second. I need this game to get out here. I have 1 run that's a cushion on the Houston side, but it's Detroit at the plate right now. So if I just end up pushing the 8, such as life, again, some people jumped it at 7.5. I did not want 7.5 in any way, shape, or form, although I still thought it was kind of advantageous. Anyway, that's why it helps to bet earlier in the day. And, ooh, JP Sears just got himself in a jam. Yes, I'm watching a lot of baseball in the corner of the screen and here. And then we've got Golden State Houston starting in 1 minute. So I'm going to try to get out of here. This one, though, is interesting to me. Houston, we're getting another pitching mismatch. Hey, there we go. I liked it. Reese Olson has not been good to start off this season. 48.7% hard hit, and I like the guy. I cheer for him. 3.64 expected ERA last year. Great. 4 expected ERA this year. Well, let's just say his 3.29 ERA is due for negative regression. And he's got reverse splits so far. Righties been definitely more kind to, and considering 8 of them will be in the Houston lineup every single time out. They have no lefties. Where'd Kyle Tucker go? Chicago. He's not there no more. And Jordan Alvarez is a pretty good lefty to just have as your 1 lefty, but still just such a weird way to run your baseball team. But that's neither here nor there. What is here is Ryan Gusto. And Gusto, save some for later. 305 ex-WOBA, 25.6% K rate. That was actually funny. 56% four-seam usage. If you can avoid the lefties yet again, we're talking Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green, who both went yard on frickin' Ronel Blanco. Didn't need that in my life. Well, let me just say, you're in good shape. And hey, Ronel Blanco got out of it. Well, it wasn't Blanco in that jam. It was Abreu. Oh, they're going to have a thinner bullpen than they normally should. But anyway, it is what it is. We bet it already. I'm betting it. Here you are. Houston money line. I like it. I love it. I don't want any more of it. I just want a half unit. And now, last play of the MLB card. 3 money lines, a homer, and what the hell are we doing here? Oh, I shall tell you. San Diego hosting the San Francisco Giants. A little NL West. Both these teams are ahead of the Dodgers right now. That's just insane. I mean, it's like a half game and tied, technically. We'll see how the Dodgers do tonight. They start in 2 minutes. So, yeah, we just had Houston Golden State tip off. Anyway, the Giants, Logan Webb, been very, very good. Nick Pivetta been very, very good. In fact, only 1 home run given up by Nick Pivetta so far this season. Whenever a player who has as much talent as Nick Pivetta changes teams, and you have somebody who can kind of like capture that talent, 2.79 expected ERA so far this season. Yeah, his K rate is down to 27%, but you trade all of that in to get where he's at now. Now, he does have a 9.5% barrel percentage, so it's not like he hasn't been getting completely tuned up at times, but 6 of those barrels have not left the yard. So I'm just saying, he's been finding ways of being successful, even in a ballpark that played upper power last year. We'll see as it continues on here. I'm not sure that it's going to play as much up as it did last year. I'm not sure if they're doing the folding thing. It has more to do with the fact that there's marine layer and it's still April in San Diego. Relative to other game environments, it won't increase in temperature the way that it will in other places as well. So we'll see how it models out relative to other stadiums once we get to the summer months, because something tells me it'll be more neutral than last year. But that is not the point. The point is, I want pitching here. Both these guys finding extreme ways of being effective. Plus, the Giants, despite their early season awesomeness, they only have 3 hitters. 3 hitters north of a 410 expected slugging. 406 Mike Yastrzemski, 396 Matt Chapman, even 222 expected batting average. These are not great numbers by any means. They're finding ways of being successful in later stages and running and being smart at the plate and getting walked a lot. Yastrzemski and Matt Chapman, 15% K rates. Lamont Wade, when he's in the lineups, 14.8% walk rate. They're just creating runs in different ways, and you have to when you're in San Francisco. That's how their team gets constructed because, well, you don't need to have the power bats you would need in a Yankee stadium or anything of that nature. So what are we looking at? First 5 under 3.5, minus 110. We cashed that with ease with the Dodgers with that Paul Skeens Yamamoto niceness. Let's do it again here, this time in San Diego. Can't go back to San Diego. Anyway, they don't have Bet365. You know who does? Iowa, Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Illinois, Louisiana, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, And North Carolina, come on and raise up, take your shirt off, twist it around your head, spin it like a helicopter. Get Bet365 at the link below. All you do, deposit $10 or more, minimum odds of -500. And as we shift over to the NBA, if you bet $5 on anybody -500 or greater, we have an opportunity to get you $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So take a shot on a dog, take a shot on anything that you want here that your heart's desires. I mean, there's no favorite big enough in the MLB to potentially not be in that -500 barrier. So check them out potentially too. Win or lose, get $150 in bonus bets only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Woohoo! That was efficient. To the NBA streets we go. Now we start off with like the heartbreak of the entire thing. Damian Lillard, you can say what you want about the fit with Giannis. You can say what you want about his tenure in Milwaukee. You can say what you want about his career. I've enjoyed it. He's been an awesome player to watch go on insane fourth quarter runs and carry a Portland team that just never really built the right pieces around him. I don't know what to say other than it breaks my heart. It sucks. Torn Achilles, out for the season, out for probably all of next year, maybe for the career, 35 years old, not getting any younger. I can tell you, I'm 37. It hurts to wake up in the morning. I'm sure having a torn Achilles and then having to jump for a living is not exactly ideal. So Damian Lillard, thoughts and prayers, all the goodness here. But from a game perspective, I don't know what to tell you. I think the numbers are pretty darn efficient. Now, you did have Benedict Mathurin ruled out last time from the Indy side. Does he end up firing it up here? I don't know. There's not really a lot to take advantage of, though, in the prop streets there, other than maybe shorting TJ McConnell, who maybe saw a couple of extra minutes. TJ McConnell played really well, though, in that second unit, really found ways of being insanely effective in Game 5, changed the dynamics of that entire deal, played alongside some Tyrese Halliburton, too. Indy just had it all going, and they're -350 favorites, despite the fact that one team has Giannis and the other one doesn't, because, well, Indy's just firing on all cylinders at the moment, starting to peak at the right time. Don't think it's going to matter in the next series, but whomever that may be, but they're going to have enough to beat Milwaukee more than likely here. I don't really want to be laying the 8, though, but Kevin Porter Jr., we can at least accept this. They have no reason not to just play him in blowout run, too. He's probably starting over Ryan Rollins here in this spot. He ended up being the guy who ended up playing the most minutes in relief of Dame. I'd rather just sit and wait around for that starting lineup before I do anything, though, because Milwaukee, there's a lot of things on the table for them, like, I don't know, Cabo. 14.5 points, Kevin Porter Jr., just a lean. Let's move along. This has a play, though. The Detroit Pistons taking on the New York Knicks. And yeah, we definitely got some interesting stuff here. First off, Detroit completely screwed over. Josh Hart runs into Tim Hardaway Jr. That wasn't ideal. That was not ideal if you're a Detroit fan. Sure, they love to see that report at the end of the game when they took blame for the thing that didn't get them a win anyway. Anyway, what we're looking at the most is what happens with Mitchell Robinson, who's going to be questionable here with this sickness again. And then also Isaiah Stewart. What ends up happening with Stewart? I don't know, but that doesn't really matter to me as much because, well, we've got a definite opportunity here, and that is just simply getting on the Knicks bandwagon for one game and one game only. 3-1. I bet Tibbs just runs them into the ground here no matter what. Miles McBride minutes could get trimmed down. Cat really hasn't played well, like relative to his expectations throughout the entire series. Yes, in relief, fourth quarter last time out, Jalen Brunson comes back and then goes scorched earth mode. It's been all right, but in terms of rim protection, that's going to be the main question every series going forward. Cleveland, Boston, wherever it may be, question marks all over the place. Indy, even against Turner, that'll be a fun one, but they're not set to play each other. So well, they're not both beating Cleveland and Boston. That would be absurd. What if I just spoke that to fruition? No, I didn't. We're just going to go Knicks -5.5 here. I've got this at 7. It's a very clear-cut half-unit play. So now we go to the next game. Orlando and Boston not looking great so far. I mean, they've let Orlando just hang around every game of this series, it feels like. In Orlando, they sneak a Game 3. We have to go to a Game 5 here, and maybe that helps Boston to some extent stay a little sharper throughout the entire postseason. Drew Holiday was able to celebrate, chill on the sidelines there the last two in Orlando as he rested his hamstring. Kind of matters extremely a lot. So, yeah, Boston's not winning a title without Drew Holiday playing basketball. Is that fair to say, Producer Jacob? How are you going to beat OKC without Drew Holiday? You need Drew Holiday on SGA. You just do.
We have to beat Minnesota, not OKC, so I'm not worried. Also, the Magic are really good. Give them credit, okay? Don't hate on the Celtics. The Magic are
they play low
really good team.
Basketball, dipshit. 200 total. We're going to just stay away from this game altogether now. Birds of a feather now. Boston -11. There's some -11s out there. It's a little juice heavy, but producer Jacob doesn't know shit. Next game, let's talk about it. Actually, I take that back. He's a genius man because he bet the Timberwolves and I didn't. He has Timberwolves tickets and I don't, so... Julius Randle, man. Hey, I'm happily surprised. Do you know how often that happens in Minnesota? Never. So we got Justin Jefferson. I was not surprised by Justin Jefferson for what it's worth. But the Eagles could, well, we can't make fun of a team that just won the Super Bowl. Clippers taking on Denver. It is what it is. You just got to find some way to win this game if you're the Clippers. Best series so far of the postseason. There have been some good ones. The NBA playoffs, so much better than the regular season. We can all agree on it. But from a betting perspective, I think it's been more difficult. We've picked and choose our spots. Evan Mobley, 1.5 3-pointers today. That felt very, very nice in the premium Discord, but I'm giving this one out for free. Nicholas Batum only plays 19 minutes last game, but I do think they need him out on the floor for certain spots. Plus, he's hit at least 2 threes. Get this. I didn't know this was even a thing, and I'm not a big, oh, he's done this in the last however many games, but going back, Dallas, he hit 2. San Antonio hit 3, hit 4 against Houston, hit 3 against Denver, hit 2 against Denver, hit 4 against Denver. That was the first time that he hadn't hit at least 2 threes in 6 consecutive games last time out. And we're getting plus 110. Still plus 105. You want to bet on Nicholas Batum here. Help stretch the floor, give some floor spacing out there. Only 19 minutes last time out. Denver, they tried to make some adjustments there, but Nicholas Batum, if he's knocking down shots, he's still got 6 threes up in 19 minutes, and you don't need a lot. That's what he's out there to do. So do it. Nicholas Batum over 1.5 threes. Ride the wave. Let's get out of here. And that does it for a 19-game and under 30-minute edition of MLB and NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button for me. I'm tired. That was so much, and on top of a betting thread and answering questions and making sure I could do everything that I possibly can to serve you the better. Well, it's been a full day. I feel prepped. Feel good. Now I'm going to go kick my feet up with a whiskey and watch a little basketball. That's for sure. Lindy 5. Actually, I'm probably going to watch the Dodger game. Let's be serious. No, I'm not. Golden State, Houston. It'll be fun. Hope it's low scoring. Jabari Smith, 5.5 rebounds. That'd be good too for the pick'em people. Anyway, producer Jacob, we're going to get ourselves the heck up out of here. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB and NBA streets on Tuesday.